A very good afternoon, class. So today, class, we'll be starting with a new chapter. But before that, please listen to these audios. And after the audios are over, you will be shown certain images. Observe and listen carefully because after both of the sessions are over, I'll be asking you all some questions regarding it. All right? So here we go and start our session for today. So be with me, class, during the session. All right. Now listen to this one. I hope you'll enjoy this. All right, class. So I hope along with the audios, you must have focused on the images as well, right? So as you can see in the first audio, कबूतर के बारे में बोला गया है, you know. Now why I'm stressing on this, you will come to know. Just observe and listen carefully. Whereas the second hero of the audio was none other than no Babu Rao, no Devi Prasad. It was the telephone ring. All right. Okay. Now class, tell me, what do all these images which you'll see represent? So observe all the images very carefully and try to link the audio which you listened, the images which you saw in the previous slide with these current images. Now answer my question. What is the connection between these images you are seeing and the ones which you heard and saw behind? Any guesses, class? Fast ones, more quicker. All right, you're absolutely correct. They all represents certain kind of communication. Now, what is exactly communication, class? Let us see the meaning. So, introduction. The word communication is derived from the Latin word communis, which means common. So, whatever is common is shared by all. As per George R. Terry, the definition of communication which he has given states, communication is an exchange of facts, ideas, opinions, or emotions by two or more persons. So when there was no mobile phones, no internet, class, people used to communicate with the help of letters, telegrams, or as we saw, birds were used to transfer message from one place to another. So basically, class, we will be learning something in relation to communication. Now, class, your topic deals with chapter 9, that is secretarial practice, and the name of the chapter is business communication skills of a secretary. Now, class, you have learned quite a lot of information regarding what is a company, what are the different types of organization, who is a secretary, what is her role, her functions, duties, everything, class. Another important aspect of being a secretary is she is the one, he or she is the one who represents the organization. Jesse, for example, when you apply for a job, you cannot be physically present everywhere. So you send your resume. That resume, your CV, is the one who talks to the person who will be taking your interview. That is the one particular document which represents you. Correct? In the same way, class, whenever anyone wants to deal with the company, they have to do it via secretary. So we can say that he or she is the face, is the representative. And communication is very, very important. So class, today we'll be just learning the basics related to communication. We are not gonna stress on the skills of a secretary in terms of business communication. Our today's topic is an introductory one, which will focus on what is communication, as we saw, and what is exactly the meaning of business communication. So without wasting much time, class, let us begin with our session. Meaning and definition of business communication. Business communication is the branch of general communication which is specially concerned with business activities. Naam mein meaning hai na class, communication which is related to business. Now when I say business, what does business mean? Communication takes place among business entities concerning business affairs or business related issues is called as business communication. So whatever form of communication, as you can see in the image which is running besides the meaning, any type of communication which is taking place and is related to business activities or affairs of the business, usko hum kya bolenge? Business communication. As per the definition given by Brenner, business communication is the expression, challenging, receiving, and interchanging of ideas in commerce and industry. So I hope you must have followed the meaning and definition of business communication. Now class, communication can happen any type. You know, communication can be of any type. Matlab, it can be within an organization or it can be outside the organization. So our next topic deals with what are the different types of communication when we talk about business communication. No organization can function satisfactorily or achieve the goals without effective communication, which happens both internally and externally. So can I say, class, communication can be divided into two types. Number one, internal communication, and number two, external communication. So let's see one by one what is the meaning of internal and external communication. Internal communication means the communication which takes place internally between various departments of an organization. So as you can see in the image, class, within an office building or within the business itself, अलग-अलग departments होते हैं, marketing, sales, finance, HR, all these departments who talk, who communicate internally can be called as internal communication. Now, such kind of communication is important because it supports the managerial functions. Moving on to the next type of communication, that is external. Can you tell me, class, what do you mean by external? External matlab bahar wala. Okay, so external communication refers to the communication which takes place between business, organizations and outsiders like banks, suppliers, investors, creditors, government, etc. External communication connects an enterprise to the outside environment. So the company communicating with all the other peoples like banks, government, investors, all the outsiders in short, can be called as external communication. So I hope, class, you all are clear with these three things: general meaning of communication, business communication meaning, and types of communication. Now, communication refers to the path through which the message passes on from one person to another. Now, if you observe this image class, there are two persons, minimum two persons are required for a communication channel or cycle to take place. So as you can see, there's a person called as S, that is the sender, who sends the message to another person who is called as R, that is receiver. And once the receiver has received the message, he reverts back to the sender, and that is called as feedback. And we can say that the cycle of communication gets completed. So class, that is what I'm trying to stress on, that we are moving on to the next topic, methods of communication. Now, when I talk about method, there are three methods which are given in your syllabus class. So we'll cover those three methods one by one. So the very first method of communication is called as verbal or oral communication. The second one is opposite of oral, that is written communication. Moving on to the next, the third one, non-verbal communication. So let's see all the three methods one by one. So first, moving on to verbal or oral communication. Now, naam se hi maine aapko bata diya oral, that means talking, audio. It can be face to face, it can be telephonic, it can be interview, it can be through speeches. These are all example of oral communication. So in the process of oral communication class, message is conveyed in spoken form. Bolna padta hai. With the help of words, you use your words. That is called as oral communication. So as you can see, I have given you examples. It can be personal talks, interviews, speeches, telephonic conversations, etc. So these are all examples of verbal or oral communication wherein you need to talk. Open up your mouth and speak it out. Coming to the second one, written communication. When information is exchanged, not in the oral form, but in a written form, that is called as written communication. The best example of a written communication is with the help of letters. Apart from letters, when we are talking about business communication, it also includes notices, circulars, reports, mails, minutes. These are all examples of written communication. One thing should be kept in mind when following written communication is the choice of words that should be carefully made. And the words should be such to convey a specific meaning and not confuse the reader, you know. As far as possible, always we must use short sentences so that the reader does not face any difficulty in finding the true meaning of the message. So this is the second method of communication which is followed in business. Moving on to the third type, or before that, what are the advantages or merits of written communication class? And why it is always considered best method rather than oral communication. Number one, it's very accurate and precise. As I explained you all just now class, written communication is usually drafted with care. Written communication is open to verification and its authenticity can be easily challenged. That means whatever you are writing can be questioned. Samajh mein nahi aaya, the words were not used properly, etc. So the communicator has to be accurate and factual. वो क्या बोलना चाह रहा है, क्या बताना चाह रहा है, to the point he should mention. So in written communication, there is an insistence on greater accuracy and precision. Because कल को अगर कुछ भी होगा, you have a written proof. So you can show him कि आपको मैसेज समझ में नहीं आया because the writer did not specify properly. You have a proof na what words he used, what kind of language he had used when he was writing the letter. All that stuff is acting as a proof and you can challenge it because if you don't understand, you can automatically tell the sender this was the sender's mistake and not yours. Reread many times. Now, for example, your textbook. Currently, you all are listening to me. If at all your internet doesn't work or the YouTube link doesn't open class, you can always open up your textbook and go through the concept 1 time, 10 times, 100 times, correct? वीडियो भले अवेलेबल ना हो, ऑडियो अवेलेबल ना हो, बट आपका जो टेक्स्ट बुक मैटर है आपके पास हमेशा रहेगी इन द रिटन फॉर्म. सो यू कैन गो थ्रू इट एज मेनी ऑफ टाइम एज यू वांट. So the receiver of a written communication can go over the message at any time again in the future. He can reread till he thinks he has properly understood it. Permanent record, as I told you class, written form जो होता है, that is a permanent record. You can store it and it can always be useful for future references. Documentary evidence. Written communication is acceptable as a legal document and as a legal evidence also. So whenever you want to show some kind of proof, if you always have it in the written format, तो वो आगे चल के आपके कोई भी टाइप के प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने में हेल्प आउट कर सकता है. So it can act as a documentary evidence. Wide access. Written communication is the best channel of communication for conveying information to persons living at different places. So take the same example class. जो textbook आपकी print हुई है, it is not only printed for a particular section, right? When we say that your particular SP subject textbook is printed, it is printed for the students all over Maharashtra, correct? Because it is HSC board. So it is available, readily available for many people living at different places at one time. No need for personal contact. As I told you class, now because of this corona pandemic, we are taking online lectures. So as I told you, Zoom meeting is not happening. You're not able to listen to the video. You're not able to listen to us. So anytime you can open up the textbook and read it for yourself. There is no need for me to be with you every time to explain you or keep on telling you. है ना? So it is not necessary for both the parties, that is sender and receiver, to be available at the time of communication. It is because under this form of communication, messages can be sent to the person, which can be read when the receiver gets time. All right. So there is no need for personal contact. Completeness. Written messages are prepared with perfect knowledge of the things concerning the matter. So there is completeness in the message. So whenever we tell you all written communication hai, to the point likho. Remember the first advantage, precise, accurate. So आप आधा अधूरा information तो नहीं देंगे ना. When you're giving it in writing, you will give complete information. So perfect knowledge is available. Economical. If the receiver of the message is at a faraway place, then this method is economical as postal and courier charges are quite nominal. So nowadays, email are more popular method of written communication. So thanks to internet facility, हर बार sending the letters to different places, आसपास के लिए ठीक है. But if you have to send the letters abroad, या आपको किसी और को contact करना है जो बहुत दूर रहते हैं, so writing letters is not a convenient option, है ना? So आजकल because of internet now, which is the best method, you have different methods जैसे email है, WhatsApp है, you have Skype video conferencing wherein you can do video calling nowadays, वो option भी available है. But that is not a form of written communication. So I'm talking about written communication. You have Facebook में comment section, WhatsApp में chat section, email section. So these are all various forms of written communication. So I hope you all followed what is the faida, merits, advantages of written communication. Moving on to the third type, non-verbal communication. Now, usually class, what has happened is because of WhatsApp chatting nowadays, people are, getting used to shorthand writing. Shorthand matlab short form likhna pasand karte. And at times when you feel so lazy to type, you just insert theme. These people, है ना? याद आया? So whenever you're happy, there's no need to write HAPPY. You can just put an emoji, है ना? Readily available. So like this particular face, this emoji shows smirking face. So if you want to go give a look, like what was this? So smirking face. For okay, you can show this or thumbs up. For laughing, has laughing, crying, relieved face, tongue out, eyes shut, kissing lips, hard eyes. These are all part and parcel of our today's talking, right? So non-verbal का मतलब है बिना बोले you express a lot of things. Basically अगर मैं इसको एक लाइन में समझाऊं तो it is action speaks louder than words. Whatever actions you do, whatever expressions your face shows, whatever body language you show, all these are examples of non-verbal communication. That is, आप ना तो कुछ बोल रहे हो, आप ना तो कुछ लिख रहे हो, बस with the help of your body language, your expressions, you are talking. That is called as non-verbal communication. So it is a communication wherein there is no written nor spoken words. It takes place in different ways, as I told you, like body expression, like body language, facial expression, eye contact, silence, symbols, gestures, etc. Like during exams when you're nervous, you shake your leg, you know, bar you play with your fingers, you play with your hair. These are all examples of non-verbal communication. So बिना बोले बिना लिखे we can just look at you and आपके expression से आपके body language से we can make out what are you trying to tell. So I hope class you are clear with all the three types of methods. All right. Now class, you are being shown some of the images. Observe them carefully. Out of these you are familiar with all of them. ऐसा कोई नहीं है जिसको आप पहली बार यहाँ पे देखोगे. So these are modes of electronic communication. As I told you, 21st century is regarded as IT sector का boom, है ना? Information technology, आजकल IT subject, which has become a necessity in each and every colleges. All the students are interested to get that particular subject. Secondly, because of this corona pandemic, all of you all were forced to move on to digital things like computers, mobile phone, and attend online lectures. You know, attend online classes sitting at your home. So these are modes of electronic communication, that is development in the communication sector has also taken place. And there are lots and lots of stuff by which you can nowadays communicate. So there is no pigeons that we have to send. There is no letters nowadays. Nobody writes letters and sends. All these have become old zamane ke. Now new zamana means there is mobile, there is internet, there is computer, there is Wi-Fi, and there are lots and lots of these people whom you see on your screen today. So we'll be learning about these modes one by one. So quickly we'll have a look to the first mode of electronic communication which is in use nowadays maximum, that is emails. Email is an electronic mail, means sending message using electronic devices through internet. It is possible to send electronic files through email in the form of words, tables, pictures, graphs, sounds, videos, and so on. Can you tell me ये किसका mail का image है? Correct. It's none other than Gmail or Google Mail. There are a lot of other mails available. Yahoo है, Rediff है, on which you can send emails quickly. You can send and the person can quickly receive it. Maximum usage nowadays is all those people who are working from home. The one thing that they are communicating apart from WhatsApp is mails. Whatever they want to tell, whatever they want to send, emails are exchanged on a very quick basis. Moving on to the second mode, that is www. Do you know what it is called, class? Correct. Website. Website is a set of interconnected web pages located on a single web domain. These pages contain the information provided by owner of the website, which can be a person, a group, or an organization. All this is accessible through the internet. So you need a nice, strong Wi-Fi connection. Each website has a unique internet address known as URL, that is Uniform Resource Locator. And each website starts with www dot, that is World Wide Web. So best example is whatever project, whatever assignments are given to you nowadays, y'all don't do mehnat. Maximum of you, for chalo re Google kholo pat se aur type karo www dot, chalu ho jao. So that is what is called as website, World Wide Web. I hope I'm not wrong with that. But students, please don't do chapu and copying work. Try to take some efforts and do your projects and assignments properly. तभी कुछ सीखोगे, नहीं तो कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा और कुछ सीखोगे नहीं, खाली छापना और कॉपी करते रहोगे तो. What does this symbol stands for? This is called as blog. Now what is blog, class? Blog का मतलब होता है, it is a section wherein people write ideas, their opinions, and you have followers of it. People follow, like big people, like celebrities like Amitabh Bachchan and all, they write blogs. So blogs are not maintained only by big people or celebrities, class. Any one of you, जैसे आप लोग diary maintain करते हो, right? Your personal diary wherein you write all the personal details. Where say this is an online diary wherein you share your thoughts, your ideas, your views, your opinions with all the people around the world. And then you can share it. You must have heard the name blogger, and you write pages and articles and views, and then you can get in touch with many people who can follow you, get inspired from you, get inspiration from you. All right. So that is called as blog. So blog can be personal level ka or corporate levels ke blog bhi hote, that is related to companies. So a business blog, that is B blog, is a website for publishing informal online articles that are either included in a company's internal communication system or posted on the internet for the public to read. A business blog may also be referred to as a corporate blog or corporate web blog. So this is another type of electronic communication mode. Now comes your favorite class, which you all are familiar with: Twitter, Insta, WhatsApp, Facebook, your favorite social media network. Social media are online interactive groups created using advanced mobile and web page technologies. There are various networking platforms which allow the users to exchange ideas or information. From the business point of view, it provides great opportunity to interact with the public and communicate the products and services. So, आजकल you must have seen people in the lockdown have worked or identified many of their hidden talents. तो आपने देखा होगा काफी लोग सोशल मीडिया पे उनका वेबसाइट्स डाल रहे हैं, यूट्यूब लिंक डाल रहे हैं. They are promoting their products. They are promoting their talent and showing what they had done in the lockdown. Yeah, they are selling their products. Many of them have started business and they are publishing it, promoting it through social media. There are different types of social medias, जैसे मैंने बोला Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, etc., which are becoming very popular nowadays. Moving on to the next mode, that is one of the basic and the very first emerging mode, Android phones, that is mobile or cellular phones. So jab we started with developing or moving on from, Nokia wale mobiles, button mobiles, say touch screen mobiles. Then we used to communicate with the help of SMSs. That was the trend which started. So पहले जब भी WhatsApp chats नहीं होते थे, Facebook नहीं होते थे, we used to communicate with the help of SMSs. That time you used to have lots of offers which are continuing nowadays as well. एक दिन में आप 100 messages भेज सकते हो free of cost and all that stuff. So since past few years, the usage of mobile phones has increased. Companies are finding it as another medium to advertise their product by calling or by sending SMS services to reach out to their customers. So we can say this is another kind of electronic communication mode which is becoming popular. Last but not the least, video conferencing, and right now which you all are seeing as well. So nowadays, we conduct lectures through these two mediums which are available. One is Google Meet, correct? And the other is Zoom. So video conferencing means using computers to provide a video link between two or more people. This can be simple two-way personalized webcam-based communication wherein you can see the person as well as talk. That is video calling जो हम बोलते हैं. The participants are able to see, hear each other, display visual data, models, etc. So आप इससे भी अभी familiar हो चुके हो, जो आप इतने used to नहीं थे. आजकल you are able to operate, how to operate Zoom, how to share the screen, how to connect with people. Previously there is Skype. Apart from these, wherein people staying in abroad, you can talk to them with the help of video call. Now there is video call on WhatsApp as well. So new technologies are emerging, and these are all the forms which we are using and implementing in our day-to-day lives class. So I hope you all have understood the communication wala topic in detail very well class. We'll be continuing the topic in our next session. Till then, I hope you must have enjoyed today's session and understood each and every bit which is taught in the video. So class, if you like the video, please do share across the link and subscribe to my channel in order to get more such videos wherein you will not get bored while learning. So thank you so much class for patiently listening to me. I stop here for today till we meet in our next session. Till then, take care, stay safe, and yes, please do keep studying. Any doubt, any problem, please let me know in the comment section. So thank you so much class. I stop here for the day.